USC has built a legacy of what it means to be a university. It has shaped cities, transformed communities, trained champions, and initiated conversations. Just like other institutions, USC is a product of the commitment and endless dedication from the people behind its name. Today, we honor one of USC's outstanding leaders who have contributed to its legacy.
He is the only president, I think, who served for an unprecedented 4 terms. It's not an easy thing to achieve, but he thrived in it.
Father Miranda's contribution to the realization of the K-12 reform is extremely huge.
He was the right president during the educational reforms. He handled it well, and he mastered what education is all about.
He empowered a lot of people within the university. He valued collaboration and multidiscipline or interdisciplinary work.
He raised the standards of USC at a time when USC was on the bottom.
I think he has placed USC back again on everybody's map.
Our relationship is actually very collegial. Father Johnny is a person who will give you directions, who will give you a goal, an objective, and he usually let you be.
He is one who shares his ideas and expects that we have to do those things accordingly. The more you do those things, the more tasks will be given to you.
The relationship is more of a consultative in nature, and at the same time, he listens and he accepts ideas for those people that he actually appointed.
It is actually a performance punishment, but that is his way of appreciating your work and your person.
Dr. Jojo Bersales and I are often associated with Father Juni. I think primarily because we held adjacent offices on the 4th floor of the downtown campus when he was still the planning officer of the university in the early days. So during our breaks, Joe Bers and I would go to his office and we would talk about virtually anything under the sun. We would talk anything about from archaeology to Zwitter ions. And the thing with Father Joni is that he would never run out of things to say because it's probably because he's a very wide reader and he has something to contribute to any academic discourse. So in that sense, he is sort of intimidating to a lot of people.
When Father Johnny roams around the campus, people would see Father Johnny as godlike, like we cannot understand him, mere mortals. Father Johnny has a habit of using a lot of Latin terms or phrases when he talks. The first meeting is I just pretended that I can perfectly understand what he's saying. Second meeting, you know what I did? I brought my phone and then I make sure to open Google and have internet connection. And every time he says in Latin, I try to search it real time so that you know what I'm saying. I could keep up with the conversation. So I think I've made more than 20 lists of Latin phrases, and I don't know what they're called, but Father Johnny uses them as if it's written at the back of his hand, and it comes out very naturally. So for us normal people, that's not normal at all.
Now, he's a type of a professor who can explain well in the different topics, but we seminarians cannot simply recall all his explanations during the exams. That's our problem. In the early 90s, he was already using the OBE. During the 3-hour written comprehensive exams in morals, we were asked to choose articles that he cut from the community's magazines. Can you imagine how our magazines look like in the reading room? Part of the comprehensive exam is the oral exam. We were asked to pick up some prepared questions and answer them accordingly. Once we start talking, he would distract us by playing cards, reading a book, or clean his table or bookshelves. But we had to continue talking because he was actually listening.
Father Dionisio Miranda, SVD, led the university for 12 years. He is a visionary leader who pushed for excellence.
He was the right president for the educational reforms.
Father Miranda's contribution to the realization of the K-12 reform is extremely huge. Because of the volatility of the situation, it needs very strong political will. Even the highest offices of the land with regard to academia are confused on what to tell you.
He was leading the discussions on the deep ed and CHED's levels.
It's only Father Miranda who actually identified among all the academic leaders during that time the three frontiers of change, which is basic education, higher education, the undergraduate programs, and also the graduate education. For USC, because we are first, because we want to be first, pressure is pretty high to perform and to make sense of these things. During that time, I think Father Miranda is like a beacon, like a definite yes to the reform. The model that we implemented for the K-12 reform has been adopted and adapted by a lot of schools. For USC, it's a good thing. We trailblazed, we piloted. But for the Philippines in general, we helped in making sure that K-12 takes place.
Father Miranda also saw the need for the university to tell its stories through research and publications.
Father Juni outlined his strategy for USC to achieve what he called a teaching, research, and entrepreneurial university. And the strategy was to adopt this framework encompassing research, development, community extension, as well as publications. I think the idea there is that the research that we do should not just remain on shelves, filed as theses or manuscripts that are published, but that the work that we do has meaningful and significant impact in the communities that we are in. So he contextualized our research to Region 7 and to Cebu in particular. He identified priority areas revolving around human, food, water, waste, and energy. And these identified areas sort of brought people together. We began talking about bringing our research outputs into policies, craft together policy briefs, and do policy advocacy so that we can bring our findings to the implementers, local government units, regional offices, line agencies of the government that can bring meaningful change to our communities.
Today, we give tribute to one of the people who shaped USC into what it has become. This is his legacy.
Congratulations, Father Joni, on your conferment as the first ever President Emeritus of the University of San Carlos. You deserve it. You came to the university at a time when we needed someone to move the university forward into the 21st century, especially at the time when educational reforms were coming to the fore. On hindsight, you were the first and only one who understood what was going to happen. And we thank you for shepherding the university in that moment of radical change. And so we see the university today for what it has become, largely, and due in part, largely, to your 9 years preparing the university, its faculty, its administration, its staff, and its alumni into the changes that were going to happen. We are thankful that you came at a time when we would have been lost in the wilderness, as it were. So, waxing biblical, you were a prophet in the wilderness. You know what I will not forget about you, Father? It's those mid-year and annual planning meetings where you did not lose sight of the Christian Catholic character of the university, and where all our plans, all the discussions were always began with a gospel reading, with reflection, even the titles of the challenges of the next year or what we were going to do were directly lifted, rephrased from biblical passages. It shows that you were not only president but also a missionary in that sense, a Catholic missionary. And I think your experience as a Catholic missionary in South America helped shape the way you looked at the university. The university show needs presidents who will think, not only who will do, but who will think, who will scan the horizon, who will study the milieu, and who will gather everyone to cooperate and to work together. Gathering and cooperating and working together is easy, but scanning the horizon, understanding what is going on, understanding our milieu. We may be on the top 5 or 6 universities in the Philippines, but we are doubly challenged by the fact that we're outside Metro Manila. And yet, in your presidency, you prepared everyone. I know many did not understand at first what you were trying to do. But now everything has come to the fore and everything has happened, and we now understand. And therefore, you deserve the accolade, this award. I know you probably declined this if given the chance, but given your personality. But you deserve it. And it's also a recognition that what you did in those 9 years of your presidency brought the university forward. I know at first you had no patience at all of us, the faculty, the staff, that we were moving too slow. But then eventually you were able to lead us, to be with us, and to move the university forward. I see the award as telling the next presidents to look at your experience, to look at how you prepared yourself for the presidency, so that things can move forward, and that there will be more President Emeritus awards and the presidencies that are to come. Congratulations for blazing the trail, and thank you for leading the university, moving the university into the 21st century.
Father Juni, thank you so much for everything that you've done for us. We're still working hard to achieve the vision that you have laid out for us. And I would like to say congratulations. This is very well deserved. You will always be one of the greatest, if not the greatest, president of the University of San Carlos. And I'm privileged to play a small role in this whole scheme of things. So once again, congratulations. And we wish you well for your future endeavors.
Dre, so it's good to see you again. I'm so sorry I cannot be here today because I'm in Manila right now. Sayap, you were trustee before, and I'm part of the Basic Ed Commission, so they transferred me to the research committee, so I have to be present when we relaunch the journal at the national level. My message to you is, even I was in Australia, we have been exchanging emails and we have been sharing thoughts about processes, both in USC and in SUC. I just wish you to stay healthy and always be at peace and happy. I cannot wish you any more about how prolific your academic rigor and experience and outputs would be because that's a given. So for me, I just wish you that you will always stay healthy and stay happy. And I'm pretty sure that you will still have a lot of things to do and contribute, not just to USC, but also to some other SVD units and even to the Catholic Educational Association of the Philippines and some other professional groups where USC is affiliated. So congratulations on this achievement, and I'm just an email or text away. Cheers.
Father Juni, thank you for the theological lessons, being my good professor. Thank you for the practical lessons of life, being my formator. And thank you for the leadership skills and examples, being my boss, being my president. Congratulations on your recognition as the President Emeritus. Once again, thank you so much.